Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, let me provide you the latest update on the new Philippine Immigration Law. Last year, I made several videos regarding the passage of the new immigration law in the House of Representatives. However, January of 2022, the Senate is looking into passing the Senate version of the new immigration law, and they assured the Bureau of Immigration Commissioner and the public that it will be passed before the session adjourns in June. So that means that the Philippine Immigration Law or Philippine Modernization Act of 2020 could be passed anytime now before June. Here is the latest advisory from the Bureau of Immigration regarding the status or the update on the new Philippine Immigration Law or Philippine Modernization Act of 2020. The Bureau of Immigration issued a press release, and the Bureau of Immigration thanks Senate for assuring passage of new immigration bill. Officials and employees of the Bureau of Immigration thanked the Senate for conducting a hearing on a proposed new Philippine Immigration Act and assuring its passage before the present Congress adjourns its final session in June. Commissioner Morente stressed that the enactment of a new Immigration Act is already very long overdue, and the immigration is continuing to function under the old Commonwealth Act No. 613, which was passed 82 years ago. In addition, once approved by the Senate plenary, the bill will then be reconciled with a similar measure that was earlier passed by the House of Representatives at the Bicameral Conference Committee. Morente said that the Bureau of Immigration is confident there is still ample time for both the Senate and the House to pass the new immigration bill and have it signed into law by President Rodrigo Duterte, so expect it to be passed anytime soon. I was able to look up the Senate version of this new Philippine Immigration Law, and let me provide you the updates or the changes or the proposed changes that will happen or will be implemented once this new law is passed. Regarding the period of stay for non-immigrants, initial authorized stay is 59 days. For single entry, it can be issued for a maximum stay not exceeding 3 months or 90 days. I'm only going to focus first on the non-immigrant visas under the proposed changes to the new immigration law. There are several types of visas proposed to be implemented. Let's start with the A visa. Philippines is adopting the alphabetical type of classification for visas. A visas, temporary visitors, visitors coming to the Philippines for a temporary period for reasons of business, pleasure, or health. Let's start with the business visa, A1. Let me provide the nature of this visa. Temporary visitors engaged in activities of a commercial or professional nature for a foreign employer or for themselves that will not result in gainful employment in the Philippines. The term business refers to conventions, conferences, consultations, and other legitimate activities of a commercial or a professional nature, but does not include local employment. Let's move on to the next type. It's still in the A visa. It's A2 pleasure visa. Temporary visitors who stay in the Philippines for holiday, including sightseeing, recreation, or visiting relatives. Most likely, this will be the temporary visitors visa for foreign tourists. Okay, A3 health. So this is for temporary visitors who stay in the Philippines to avail of medical treatment. Let's move on to the next type of visa, B visas. So what are B visas? So these are for transit persons passing through the Philippines solely for a stopover who have a confirmed connecting flight to another country, or passengers in immediate and continuous transit to a destination outside the Philippines. Another type are C visas. What are C visas? Crew members, members of the crew of vessels required for the normal operation and servicing of the vessels who come to the Philippines temporarily as part of their jobs, either arriving or coming to join the vessels. The next type are D visas. These are for treaty traders or D1 visa and treaty investors. There must be a substantial trade between the Philippines and the home country. Let's move on to the next type, E-visas. E-visas are for accredited foreign government officials, their families, and household members. The next type are F visas. These are actually student visas. International students must demonstrate sufficient means for their education in the Philippines. The next type of visas are G visas. G visas are for prearranged employment. These are for foreign nationals coming to the Philippines for employment purposes. The next type are H visas. H visas are for religious workers. The next type are I visas. These are for representatives of accredited international organizations and government agencies. Next type are J visas. These are for media workers. The next type are K visas. So these visas are for exchange visitors. L visas are for refugees and stateless persons. Another type are M visas. These are bridging visa. A temporary visa which allows a foreign national to stay in the Philippines after the expiration of the current visa other than temporary visitor visa. The next type is the N visa. It is a startup visa. And the last one is the O visa. These are for foreign nationals or family members who may be admitted as non-immigrants under special laws. For those foreign nationals who wanted to have a permanent residency in the Philippines, I would make a separate video regarding the proposed changes for immigrant visas. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.